So here is another same thing you should know about Batman. It's been a while since we made one of these videos. We've only made one, but it was still a while, yeah. So let's go. Number 10. There's actually more than one Robin. For most Batman fans, this isn't even news. This is, you know, this is basic shit. You're probably sitting around thinking, well, why is he even bringing up this in a video? But I bet you can't guess how many Robins there are. Here, I'll give you some guessing time. Come on, guess. What did you say? 4, 5? You're wrong. There's 17 Robins. And that is if I can count right. First off, we got the 4 most common ones. We got Richard Dick Grayson. Richard Grayson, you know, Nightwing, who is the first Robin. We got Jason Todd, who is the Red Hood. We got Tim Drake, Red Robin. We got Damian Wayne. These are the 4 most common ones. We also got Carrie Kelly from The Dark Knight Returns, who also is a bit popular. But then we also got the Organization of Robin, and I bet you haven't heard of that one, have you? It's a group of young vigilantes going around in Gotham fighting crime under the name of Robin. Some of the persons in this are Duke Thomas and Stephanie Brown and that chill guy, I can't remember his name. Either way, the group is led by Alfred Pennyworth, going under the cover as the name of the Nest. Bet you didn't know that one, did you? Huh? Number 9. Batman has a dog. Batman is very known as a lone wolf. He got Alfred, he got Robin usually, and most of you might think that he isn't very much of a pet person other than bats, but actually he does. He got a hound called Ace. He was introduced a little bit after Crypto was introduced as Superman's dog. They more or less said, okay, so Superman got a dog, why hasn't Batman gotten one yet? Come on, guys. And then he got one. He was found by Batman and Robin when the dog's master was kidnapped. Together with our caped crusaders, he helped track down the master, and he later became the Bat Hound. Number 8. Batman has bench pressed 1000 lbs. Holy goddamn shit. That's a lot of kilograms. That's 453 kilograms. That's a lot. He did this in Batman 655. He also leg presses 2500 in the Odyssey number 2, which is quite a lot. So not a meta-human. I don't know about that, Chief. Number 7. This one really isn't something you need to know about Batman. It's not really that important, but I still find it to be very cool, so I just wanted to add this to the list. On Earth 3, Bruce Wayne has a twin brother called Thomas Wayne Jr., who together with Alfred murdered Thomas and Martha Wayne to get their heritage because, well, they wanted the money. They're pretty rich, so it's kind of understandable, but still very sick. During the shooting, poor little Bruce got in the way and got shot too. After that, Thomas Wayne Jr. becomes Owlman later in the future. Didn't know that one either, did you? Number 6. Batman knows 127 martial arts in the comics. And I know this sounds absurd. You're probably thinking that's not even possible to learn, like 127 martial arts. Some people can't even master 3 in a lifetime or something like that. I'm not sure. I don't do martial arts. I just watch TV. Realistic or not, remember that he's been showing off these techniques when he's kicked ass for 82 years in comics now. So it's pretty understandable that he's shown off most of the techniques for these martial arts throughout the ages. Number 5. Batman's biggest lover isn't Catwoman, Talia, Diana, or even Robin. It's actually the Joker. Something all Batman fans should know by some part of their life is that there's no one as fixated about Batman as the Joker. He loves Batman so much and his persona, so he doesn't even care about who's behind the mask. He just loves the mystery. And he's plenty of times described it as that he can't function without Batman and that he needs him because without him, the Joker isn't complete. 2 perfect examples of this is the well-known Dark Knight trilogy and also the Dark Knight Returns, where the Joker more or less is cured when Batman isn't in town any longer. When Batman returns, when anything goes, well, very bad, the Joker's persona comes back. So without Batman, Joker doesn't exist. I think that's pretty cool. Number 4. This one might sound a bit weird, but Bruce Wayne is not Batman. Let me explain here before you turn off the video or comment, you stupid f***. Obviously Bruce Wayne is Batman. What I mean here is that many people often talk about Batman being created the moment when his parents die. But one thing fans usually don't speak of as often is that Bruce Wayne died the second his parents died. The persona of Bruce Wayne later becomes a charade for Batman. The moment his parents died, the persona of Bruce Wayne stopped existing, and instead the persona of Batman started existing, and the persona of Bruce Wayne then becomes an act for Batman to keep his father's legacy and his secret identity kept. I know this sounds a bit messy, but it also kind of makes sense if you think of it. Not all directors and comic book writers go after this representation of the character. For example, in The Dark Knight Rises, Batman can finally stop being Batman after faking his death and start being Bruce Wayne instead, so he finally gets to live his happy days ever after. But one thing that actually shows this pretty good, in my opinion, is Batman the Animated Series. We only see Bruce Wayne in that series when he's actually needed. When he isn't, he's always Batman. There's also a pretty cool scene in Batman the Mask of the Phantasm where Alfred actually sees that Bruce Wayne isn't there anymore. The son he raised does not exist. He's Batman now, which I think is pretty cool. Number 3. Bruce Wayne is boss over Clark Kent. This one is also not really needed to know, but it's a really fun fact. Since Bruce Wayne is more or less the richest person in all of DC Comics, he actually has bought the rights of the Daily Planet, where our known Man of Steel works. So that's kind of an FU finger in the face, right? Number 2. Batman has appeared in 6,500 comics. Almost. And why this is a so special fact and why we put it as a number 2 is because a lot of people usually go into fights and discussions where they're speaking of the true portrayal of Batman. But the truth is, Batman has been in almost 6,500 comics, which makes almost every argument you got irrelevant, because there's so many different representations of the character, because that's what's DC really. Obviously there are some parts of the character that's almost always used, like he's very, very good at martial arts, he's very intelligent and such, but there are still so many comics where Batman is handled in very different ways. So saying that Batman should be in one exact way is never really right. And before we go to number 1, I would first off want to say that a like and a comment down below would really help, and some extra support would be a subscription, because it really motivates us to continue, or well, me. But here is an honorable mention. The comics does not have the true portrayal of Batman. Actually, the true portrayal of the world-known character is Yarasa Adams, Batman. Nah, I'm just messing around. I thought it was a bit funny. But number 1, Batman's greatest failure. This is one thing every Batman fan should know about. Back in 1988, people could vote for if the character of Jason Todd, who is the second Robin, should die or not. And he later then got more or less wrecked by the Joker with a crowbar. He got beaten till his death and then blown up. Later to return in comics as the anti-hero slash villain Red Hood, inspired by one of the Joker's first debuts, when we first see his origin in a red helmet and a red cape. But that was all the 10 facts for today. I hope you guys enjoyed them. If you like this video, make sure to leave it a thumbs up and a comment down below, and some extra support with a subscription. Right now we got 310 family members, which is pretty awesome if you ask me, and I'm so happy to have you all on our channel. We are going to reveal so much fun very, very soon, so I'm very excited for that. Hope you guys will stick around. My name has been David Miranda, and that was everything for today's video. Bye.